All right, so let's start there on page 18. Real property, land, real estate, all of this stuff. One of the things that you are going to find out in our business is that we use certain words differently than probably what you've been used to up to now. So amongst us licensed people, there are words that mean different things. The hard part that you're going to find is that you have to listen to somebody that's your client tell you something and kind of translate what they really mean, okay? Because when you're talking to me, one word may have a different meaning because I understand real estate and you understand real estate, but your client really thinks they do, but they don't. And let me show you exactly what I mean. The first word I want to talk about is this thing called land. Land, and I'm going to redraw the pictures on the page 18. Land is nothing but the physical dirt and earth of the world. That's what land means. It also includes anything that might be naturally occurring. That's land. It's the physical dirt and earth and all of that stuff that's made into it. Land has a couple characteristics that we talked about yesterday. Land is unique. No two properties are alike. And it's also immovable or indestructible. You cannot change the land. I can dig a hole in it, but you still own the hole, all right, and the dirt that came out of it. So you can't really take that lot and move it over there. Just doesn't happen. And it's very unique. You could say, well, my house is one of those vinyl village houses. It looks just like the neighbors. Yeah, but mine's on the corner. Yours is one off the corner. That makes it different. Mine's a double lot. Yours is a single lot. Makes it different. All right? So every piece of property is unique. The second word that we're going to use that's different is this term called real estate. So this is land. Real estate is anything that's man-made plus the land. So like a house is man-made. The fence is man-made. That would be what real estate is. It's land, the physical dirt and earth, any naturally occurring bushes, and any of the man-made items on it. Those man-made items have a term. They are called an improvement. An improvement. Even a mobile home in Martinsville is an improvement. Anybody here from Martinsville? I thought we got to slow down. So any artificially man-made item sitting on the land is real estate, okay? The third term I want to talk about is this thing called real property. Real property is now the land plus any of the improvements plus all of the rights that come with real estate. All of the rights that come with real estate. That would be termed real property. So it's the interests or the benefits or the rights that come with that. So real property is the land, the real estate, and the rights. So technically, we deal in real property. So when someone comes up to you and says, hey, Josh, I want to buy some land. Well, I know what you mean. You actually want the physical dirt and earth, and you're going to take any of the improvements on it, but you most definitely want the rights that go with it. So what you're really asking is you want to buy real property, but you think it's called land, but I call land something different. That's what I'm talking about. There are terms that you need to understand that what they think and translate it to what they really mean. Because what they really want is the rights that go with the real estate. And there are 5 rights that go with real estate. These are called the bundle of rights, and there are 5 of them. Very important that you understand and remember these. You have the right of exclusion. I don't like you guys, I can keep you off my property. It's my property, I can exclude everybody from it. I have the right of possession. It's mine, I can be on it. You can't stop me from going on my property. I have the right of disposition. I can give it away, I can sell it, I can put it in a will, I can move it to a trust, I can lease it, I can do many different things with it. I have the right to decide how I dispose of the property, which may be never. Just keep it in my family forever. That's my right. I have the right of control. I want to paint the house purple, I'll paint it purple. And don't laugh. The neighbor beside us when we lived in Bloomington, house was purple. And I mean not mauve, not, what's another word, periwinkle, and not lavender. It was purple and had gargoyles on the roof. He was a professor of econ at IU. Strange gentleman. All right? So control, I can do with it what I want. And the last one is this thing called quiet enjoyment, or in the book you may see it just called enjoyment. This means I have the right to be left alone. No third-party person can come and take my property without just cause. Comes back to the old feudal days where the king would say, it's now my house. Nope, can't do that anymore. It's mine. All right? So these are your bundle of rights. And often you will hear these called twigs. There are 5 twigs in the bundle of rights. It comes from the old English version of when they used to sell real estate. What they would do was break a twig off a branch and pass that branch to the new owner to symbolize the transfer of the real property. Okay? So that's why it's called the bundle of rights, or twigs. Now, I know what you guys are thinking, because you're thinking, really? I don't have those rights. Well, actually you do. But the rest of the book, no joke, we're going to talk about how we take away these rights. So we give them to you in chapter 2, and we're going to talk about how we take them away for the rest of the book. For example, you have the right of exclusion. I can keep people off my property. Try keeping the police off your property. Didn't happen for David Koresh, won't happen for you. All right? So there are some limitations. You think you have the right of possession? Try letting your property go into foreclosure and see if you can stay on it. Somebody will have an issue. You think you have the right of disposition? I can give it away. Well, no, you may owe a bank a loan. They're not going to let you give it away. Think you have the right of control? Try going home tonight and turning your house into a toxic waste dump. Zoning will have something to say about that. Probably so will your HOA. These are all things that are in place. Quiet enjoyment, you have the right to be left alone from an unjust reason. Try getting a secured loan on your property, not paying for it, and they foreclose on it. They have a just reason to take your property. So you have all of these bundle of rights, but we are going to take them away from you throughout the rest of this book when we start talking about liens and foreclosures and tax liens and easements and all of that. These bundle of rights define the title. It is a concept called title. Title's a funny thing. I love title. A lot of people don't really get it. It's a hard concept. Do you guys remember the game Zelda? The video game Zelda? Isn't that where they bump and the little diamond would go boop from one person to the other? Boop. That's how title works. You guys bump and boop, title switches. And we'll go through a whole chapter on how that actually process and how you do it. But the definition of title means you have the right of ownership and you have evidence of ownership. So when you hold title, you hold the bundle of rights. By definition, the bundle of rights are the definition of the word title. I own title to the property. That means I have the rights to the property in some manner. Any question about those rights? There's one other word I want to add at the top of the next page. It is called an appurtenance. Appurtenance. An appurtenance is an item or a right that you have that comes with the real property, but typically is not attached to the real property. Let me give you two great examples that you will deal with. Let's say you buy a condo on the 31st floor of a building, but you get a parking spot in the basement. That parking spot's not attached, but it's a right that comes with the deed. That would be an appurtenance. It's an add-on or a benefit. The second one that you might deal with are boat docks. Boat docks that are sitting out in the water that come with the property. And you will hear the term what's called a deeded boat dock. That's your boat dock that came with the house. Maybe not attached, but it's appurtenant to it. It is a right or a benefit that comes with the property that is typically not attached. It is said to run with the land. You'll hear that term often, runs with. It runs with the land. Bought the condo, got the parking lot. Bought the house, the dock runs with it. So whoever owns it, owns the dock. Yes? A what? Would that be like a swimming pool in a community? Could be. If you owned a condo and you had rights to the pool, that could be an appurtenant right. Very good. Or the tennis court or anything like that. That would also be an appurtenant right that could come with your property.